I was just a name and a number.
For me, they weren't flexible.
I was impressed with the savings Sprint offered me.
AT&T? Thanks, but no thanks.
Been down, oh, been down, won't ever go back.
I'm Ernie Taminia, your Independence Lincoln Mercury dealer. 2-day test drives on 1991 Lincoln Town Cars and Continentals. I know that if you test drive by Lincolns for $17,988, you'll forget Cadillac, BMW, Lexus, and Infiniti. Test drive your choice for 2 days, and starting at $17,988, it will be an easy decision. This 2-day test drive is only at Independence Lincoln Mercury. Driving a Lincoln is as good as it gets, only at Independence Lincoln Mercury.
Happy holidays and have a great new year.
Well, there are some questions regarding several members of the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's start by going down to Lynn Swan. Lynn?
Thank you, Brent. The most important question, I think, revolves around Derek Thomas. He came out in the ball game, went into the training room. No one knew what the problem was. We found out that his heart has quickened. The pulse in his heart rate has gotten extraordinarily high, and they can't slow it down. Now, no one knows why it's gone up. Maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's stress trying to do such a good job in this ball game. But until the heart rate comes down, he will definitely stay out of this ball game. As we reported earlier, Martin's got a sprained knee. He is still questionable. The other questions involved in this game, I think we have to look at Todd Marinovich, and the coaches are wondering whether or not he's going to continue in this ball game. Al Davis, as we saw, talked to the coaching staff at the end of the first half. He talked with Mike White out in the hallway. I tried to stop Mike White and ask him what his thinking was on Todd Marinovich in the second half. He said absolutely no comment. So I think they're obviously thinking about his confidence, his performance in the first half, and we may see Schrader in the second half.
Lynn, thank you very much. And to follow up on that Derek Thomas note, a year ago down in Miami, J.J. Burden's heart rate quickened, and they had to take him out of the game. In fact, he missed the entire first half, and then it calmed down, and he re-entered the game. So we will continue to monitor that story regarding Derek Thomas. Now, Dick Vermeil, how about the numbers coming out of the first half?
Well, you know, remember the first quarter, Kansas City just dominated, but you can see the second quarter, the Raiders came on. Turnovers, Kansas City is +1, which is an advantage, but they've stopped themselves in a couple of drives. I think the Raiders gained some momentum in that second quarter, and I'd leave the young quarterback alone. Let him play.
Well, he is over there warming up on the far sideline right now as we get ready for the second half. From all indications, he will be back as the Raider quarterback. Here's the lone touchdown in this game.
Here's Freddie Jones coming in on a play-action pass against his two-deep zone down in the goal line area. See the safety sucked up there. He gets knocked out of bounds, ruled a touchdown. The thing about the Kansas City Chiefs, they've played the Raiders now a game and a half, and they have yet to punt the football. Last week they didn't punt. They didn't punt today.
We've had 5 turnovers and 1 touchdown. That was a half to forget for a lot of fans. Jamie Holland back deep to return. One high and short. Holland out to the 30-yard line, and we get word from the Kansas City Chiefs that Derek Thomas will not play in the second half. He is finished for the game. And also Rob Thomas, who suffered a concussion, one of their wide receivers, he too is lost. And there is another wounded Chief at the 30-yard line.
Oh my gosh.
So the injuries starting to mount here against Kansas City.
Well, see, when you lose a guy like Derek Thomas to the Raiders offensively at halftime, now they're in there, they're changing pass protections. They're going to go help somebody else and single up the outside linebacker taking that spot.
Let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
Recently, astronomers discovered the first planet outside our solar system. And we suppose the Chrysler Town & Country will be the minivan ranked best in owner satisfaction there, too. Assuming life there is intelligent.
Now get up to $2,000 cash back on other select models during our Drive for the Gold clearance. Samson, darling, that old loincloth does nothing for you.
It's comfortable, Delilah. What should I wear?
Gird those lovely loins in something temptingly different.
Ribbed whites?
From Fruit of the Loom.
Hey, incredible! This ribbed cotton is more than comfortable.
It moves with you.
Yeah, and the cut's trimmer.
I see, my mighty one.
They feel great!
For extra comfort and style, pick Fruit of the Loom ribbed whites.
Sam, I told you to get a haircut.
From Little Caesars, 2 pizzas, 2 Crazy Breads, plus 2 servings of Coke Classic, all for $7.98. It's enough food to make a family meal into a party.
Fred Jones being assisted and helped off to the sideline. Injury does not appear to be serious. Marinovich and the Raiders with a first down on their own 30-yard line.
I would anticipate them coming back and doing what they did best in that late second quarter. Run the big running back, off tackle, inside, outside.
That would be Nick Bell, who rushed for 39 yards in the second quarter. He gets the initial call here in the second half, and he picks up another 4 yards. And we remind you that ABC Sports coverage of the Los Angeles Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs is being brought to you by Chrysler Plymouth, a division of the Chrysler Corporation, and by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, taking the country by storm. Another fallen player,
Danny Salamua. He really is the heart of that defensive front because he's their nose guard. Now their backup nose guard is named Sims, number 95. He played his best football game of the year last year. Chris Martin is back on the field, Brent. But this guy is a real force inside. There's Chris Martin, and he is the leader of the defense. Taking a look at the first half possessions, 5 plays, 7 plays, 3 plays and out, 3 plays and out. There was the second quarter momentum gainer right there. 10 plays, field goal. They've got to try to build on that 10-play series.
Dick, I think that's Rogers who is down.
Oh, it's Rogers
on that play. It is Tracy Rogers. Now, he was one of the reserve linebackers who checked into the game. So Irvin Randall, number 55, loosening up and out on the field. And again, as soon as we finish up here in Kansas City, we'll be shifting the coverage down to New Orleans. It'll be the Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. Dick, we've got a moment. What are your thoughts about the Saints and the Falcons?
Well, I just think if 2 teams are equal and you go in like New Orleans and play in that dome, that New Orleans has the advantage. I mean, a real advantage of playing in there. Well, that's like playing in the closet.
You know, there's no question that Bobby Hebert makes a huge difference with that Saints team.
He gives the offense a punch. The defense is automatically one of the better defenses. But
let's go down and check on this injury situation. And here's Lynn Swan as they're bringing a card out now to assist Rogers in leaving the field. Lynn?
Well, Brent, I'm still trying to find out exactly the specifics of the injury or the illness for Derek Thomas. They're keeping him behind closed doors. They will not let anyone in. I heard he was lying down on one of the benches in that room. And I also talked to Tony Dungy. Since Kansas City Chiefs defense are having so many injuries, especially to the linebacker core, they're thinking about going to a 4-3 defensive front if it continues.
So that would be a huge change, Dick, as far as the Chiefs are concerned.
Yeah, that's totally out of their philosophy of defense, though they have used it. They've used it in training camp to help prepare their offense to play against the 4-3s that they see in the regular season.
There are a couple of things that coaches throughout football, be it high school, college, or professional, have no control over, and they fear. And one, of course, is injuries, as Rogers is being helped off the field. The other is turnovers. You always hear coaches say it's just that will determine the outcome of a ball game. And I think one of the things is the fact that they can't control that. And it's just something that that happens in a game.
Well, you know, there are some teams that do a better job taking the ball away and preserving the ball and not giving it away. The Kansas City has been one of those teams.
And the Raiders have not been protective of the ball here so far today. They have to field happy that they're down by only 4 as Bell and the big rookie from Iowa to the 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 yards with Bill Moss coming underneath. Now, who does the pressure fall on as far as the Chiefs' defensive players are concerned right now? Dick, who has to step up big for the 11 men that they're able to use?
Well, the one guy that really has to step up is Lonnie Marks, number 51, the outside linebacker, because their whole defensive game plan centers around finding a way to get Derek Thomas to the quarterback. Now you take him out. Your game plan doesn't change much. You stay with your scheme and just hope really that Marks can go ahead and pick it up physically and get it done.
They shift Martz way outside in this defense. He's down with Willie Gault. And the Raiders run for the 1st down to the 43-yard line. Neil Smith getting the stop on Allen.
You know, the Raider people have got to be a little bit excited about having a #1 pick rookie quarterback in there and starting to do a pretty good job, who did a great job last week, and then have a #1 pick and a 255-pound running back starting to dominate the ball game a little bit. That's a pretty good future.
Derek Thomas lost for the game. Rodgers, 2 will not return because of the knee injury. So the Chiefs have lost 2 defenders here already, and the Raiders starting to move the ball. Marinovich back in his pocket, throws short to Tim Brown. Brown extends for a Raider 1st down to the Chiefs' 47-yard line. And now, if you're Marty Schottenheimer and a member of that Kansas City defensive coaching staff, you have to be concerned with what's happening in this game.
Here he is, the youngest quarterback to ever start an NFL playoff game. 2nd youngest guy, Bernie Kosar, #1.
Played his with the Cleveland Browns, which is where Marty Schottenheimer coached before coming here to the Chiefs. 1st down. Bell swings it outside. Bell, a good runner to the outside at Iowa, and he has shown flashes of that here in the National Football League. 19 yards for Bell, and another Raider 1st down.
Ethan Horton, number 88, the tight end, did a good job on Martin that time. Martin sold out on him. Now remember, he was injured in that 2nd quarter, sold out on him, and then he just bounced outside, and there was no pursuit coming inside out.
One of the things...
Here's what I'm talking about. Now, see, there's a good standoff right there. He's doing a good job. He actually gets him in a little bit of a turnaround, and running back finds that lane.
One of the things that the Raiders have always excelled at, when they get backed into a corner, they're one of the most dangerous teams in football. No one can rally an organization as Marinovich uses up one of his timeouts. Now, that affected him in the 2nd half last week in the Coliseum. This was something that the coaches were hoping that they would not see here today, but Marinovich has used one of his 3 timeouts.
Washington meets Michigan in the Rose Bowl, New Year's Day on ABC Sports.
For the American celebration.
Hi, I'm John Madden with some of America's Olympic hopefuls, announcing Chrysler Plymouth's Drive for the Goal holiday clearance. That means a donation to the U.S. Olympic team and big savings to you. Up to $2,000 or low financing. Save on Voyager and Acclaim. Get $1,000 back on Sundance. Get big savings on Imperial and LeBaron sedan. You save and the Olympic team wins. What could be better? See your Chrysler Plymouth dealers now. The holiday clearance ends soon.
New Britain, Connecticut is 119 miles from New York City. It only seems farther than that. People here live in the same houses their parents lived in, worship in churches where their grandparents worshiped, and work for the company their great-grandfathers built, the Stanley Works. So it's not surprising Stanley tools are made to last. It would only be surprising if they weren't.
And Art Shell's approach has changed completely, as last week the Raiders ran only 2 times in their second half loss to the Chiefs. Already they have run 4 times, and they may have discovered another emerging star in Nick Bell.
Well, I'll tell you, he's carried the ball 10 times with 65 yards. You might as well put the saddle on him and ride him. Let him run.
They'll do just that. To the 25-yard line, Neil Smith makes the stop.
See, there's the same thing we were talking about with Kansas City's running backs. Neil Smith hit him on the line of scrimmage. Neil Smith is, 285-pound defensive end, hits him, but what does Bell do? He falls forward.
They have 4 starters missing from that defense right now, one of whom is back there at that safety spot as Kevin Porter was replaced by the veteran Lloyd Burris.
See, this starts affecting their nickel coverages as well, their 6-packs.
Here's Bell, angling off to the right, reaching for the first down.
Real fine lead block by Steve Smith, the fullback from Penn State. Marty Schottenheimer told me the other day, he says, I think he's the best blocking back we face. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Concentrate on the fullback to the left side of your screen. Watch him lead through. Watch him lead through. There's the hole. Boom! Look at that nice block. Really stick and stay, shoulders in good position. Nice job.
Getting back on that point about the Raiders and Al Davis. He didn't like his start time. He didn't like a lot of things, but that was just the rallying cry that this organization uses. They love it when it's us against the world. And right now, it's them against the Kansas City Chiefs with Bell pounding down to the 10-yard line.
Mosbar, excuse me, Brent. Mosbar and Wisniewski are controlling the inside there right now. They are controlling it.
The Raiders have come to run here in the second half. Milinovich has thrown 2 interceptions already. They're going to try to pound it in against this injury-riddled linebacking core of the Chiefs. There's no question what the approach is going to be from now on.
And you can see that Kansas City has been really tough down inside there to score on.
This is Bell to the 9-yard line. He'll need a couple of yards to get the first down.
Bell in Iowa had a hard time staying healthy. He'd have one great game, and then he'd be dinged for a few ball games and never flash again, and then he'd come back and play well again. But remember, we saw a game tape of him against somebody that he just played outstanding a year ago. I think it was against Illinois. He dominated the game.
Yes, it was.
See, this takes a lot of pressure off Marinovich.
Here's the third down. Raiders must get inside the 7-yard line. Bell not getting it. The Chiefs defense holds as Neil Smith is really standing tall for the Chiefs right now. Yeager ready to come on the field. He will attempt the field goal.
What they did is they covered the 3 internal linemen, and Neil Smith, the left end, jumped underneath on a stunt as the design of the defense, got the penetration, stopped him. At least slowed him down there so the other people could rally and make the play.
Jeff Yeager in field goal formation. Jeff Gossett.
This is a chip shot for this guy. Here's the Pro Bowl punter for the AFC, Jeff Gossett.
He'll do the holding, and he's one of the better holders in the NFL, too. Part of this, it's often overlooked. He's perfect. So the 2 teammates will go to Honolulu in the Pro Bowl, but they've got some unfinished business. They have pulled the Raiders to within a point.
I wish we could afford a minivan.
You can, dear.
Huh?
For $14,200, you can have the #1 minivan. Me.
Oh, sure, with no equipment.
Oh, nothing but air conditioning, automatic transmission, minivan, airbag, power steering and brakes, choice of warranty.
I could kiss you.
Please. You're a married man.
Plymouth Voyager, an intelligent machine.
Now get up to $1,000 cash back on other select models during our Drive for the Gold clearance.
With this blindfold on, tell me what you smell.
I can't smell anything. Did you put it up there yet? It's stuffed up so far into my nose, I just can't blow it out. I just want to be able to breathe.
Would you try Dristan 12-hour nasal spray? With this blindfold on again, tell me what you smell now.
I can smell an orange, but that wasn't there that last time.
What do you feel now?
I can breathe all the way up through my nose. It cleared me up. Boom. Dristan nasal spray just works incredibly fast.
Dristan, the face of relief today.
When you rent from Hertz on vacation, you get more than free unlimited mileage. You get the company behind the car, so that the miles aren't just free, they're worry-free. All over America, Hertz treats you right with dependable service at low rates you'll like. Now, with all those free miles ahead of you, wouldn't you feel better with Hertz behind you?
Hertz, we're America's wheels.
It's a showdown in the Superdome. The Atlanta Falcons face their division rivals, the New Orleans Saints. It's the NFC Wildcard Playoff game next on ABC Sports.
Boy, there's some weary, tough faces down there. Both sides playing defense. Going to be under pressure now the rest of the way. Each snap of the ball. This figures to be another typical Raider Chief game. Porter injured. Wasn't in on that last series. There's the kickoff by Yeager.
With that height, it's easy to cover that one.
Stratford bringing it out. Stopped short of the 20-yard line. Raiders starting to play with some of that old-fashioned Raider enthusiasm. Now the key will be that defensive front. Can they stop the Chief offense?
Well, you know, the offense is healthy. You know, the defense has got 4 guys off there, but the offense is healthy. They've got to pick up the slack now and get one of those good drives going again.
Just to give you an idea, on the first drive of the game, which came up empty, Kansas City snapped the ball 17 times. On the last 5 drives, they've had only 13 snaps as the game slowly starts to turn around. Now the Chiefs will try to regain control of it behind their veteran quarterback Steve DeBerg. This is Barry Word, the hammer to the 20. Scott Davis steps up defensively.
Just very fundamental, simple football. Just base blocking, meaning man-to-man straight up in front. There, see, and mush. If you get a little movement there and don't allow penetration, this guy is going to find a crack to run.
Put the Chiefs in 2nd and long. That would be the cry of the defensive assistants now if they can. Ronnie Lott up from strong safety, pressing at the line to help out, and that time the Chiefs win. First down. Barry Word crashing through.
See, when the offense gets a good push like this, watch the offensive right side of the line, not the left. See, now he comes back up in there. See them? They kept pushing the defense over there, moved them beyond pursuit, gets a little slight cut back up through the crack.
How many times have we seen number 42 defensively with the 49ers, now with the Raiders? He'll take you to the hit on defense. No one hammers you quite like the veteran Ronnie Lott. Yes, he's slowed up a step, not as good as he used to be, but still good enough to intercept 9 passes, including 1 in the first half.
They have moved Lott over to a corner position to the tight end side. It's where he can get in that off-tackle hole and out of the deep safety position.
They have moved him from that position where he came up on the play fake, remember. On their touchdown, it was Ronnie Lott who stepped up and froze a step, and they ran past him. And that is something that they were able to do last week as well. So Lott now moves over to the left corner.
Now, I think it's only going to be against a slot formation where he would, if he had to cover anybody, it would be the tight end. The 2 corners are over into the slot. Here he goes again. Yes, he is over toward the tight end.
You bet he is. Anderson back there in center field. Chasing with McDaniel. DeBerg to throw it. DeBerg fires incomplete. And the tight end, Jonathan Hayes, was covered as he came across the offensive formation. Greg Townsend putting the pressure on DeBerg that time.
Jonathan Hayes, that's a zone stretch pattern, and he's supposed to get in there, and Jonathan slowed up.
Dick, there's an awful lot of things that are going on in this game that did not occur last week in the Coliseum. You've really got to wonder about the plan for that game last Sunday, as Rob Thomas is able to check back into the game. So his head obviously cleared, and that's good news for the Chiefs. Here's a 3rd and 9 now from the shotgun. DeBerg will try to find somebody open 9 yards at least downfield to keep it alive. Over the middle and almost intercepted.
Ronnie Lott should have intercepted, but they went to the robber defense. They gave him the pressure. They gave him the look of a 2-deep zone. He set him up to throw it in there. He read the 2-deep zone, and then he took himself out of the 2-deep zone and drove that inside middle area and should have picked it.
Here's a first. Brian Barker will punt. He has to have the most rested leg in football. He didn't punt at all last Sunday. That was the first time in the history of the Kansas City Chiefs that they did not punt at least once in a game. And here he is today for the first time. Tim Brown, a dangerous return man, back for the Raiders. A high, beautiful punt. Brown from the 22-yard line comes back to the middle of the field and turns it up to the 34. A 12-yard return off a 48-yard punt.
Jim Miller Jr. in dress.
Miller Genuine Draft and Rod Stewart, taking the country by storm.
Hi, I'm John Madden with some of America's Olympic hopefuls, announcing Chrysler Plymouth's Drive for the Goal holiday clearance. That means a donation to the U.S. Olympic team and big savings to you. Up to $2,000 or low financing. Save on Voyager and Acclaim. Get $1,000 back on Sundance. Get big savings on Imperial and LeBaron sedan. You save and the Olympic team wins. What could be better? See your Chrysler Plymouth dealers now. The holiday clearance ends soon.
It matters where you get your news.
Now.
From the world headquarters of ABC News overnight. Watch ABC's World News now, beginning January 6th.
Well, the focus again shifts to that beaten-up Kansas City defense. The four linebackers on the field are Lonnie Martz, Irvin Randall, Dino Hackett, and Chris Martin, who was able to return. Simeon not in there. Derek Thomas out for the day after an irregular heartbeat. Firing to Tim Brown on the far side for 3 yards. So the Raiders, the only team to win Super Bowls in 3 different decades. After losing Super Bowl II to Green Bay, they defeated Minnesota in �76. Then in '80, they beat Dick Vermeil's Philadelphia Eagle team. And in '83, they beat Washington 38-9. And there's the architect, Al Davis, and what a hero that is in front of him. George Blanda, one of the greatest competitors I've ever been around. Out of the Chicago area, played quarterback at age 49. Here's Bell sweeping to the outside, and Deron Cherry getting him out of bounds short of the first down. And there is another Chief player down. That is J.C. Pearson, the cornerback.
Well, he's not used to coming in and forcing the run like he was forced to that time. And I think he got tied up with Steve Smith, the big 240-pound fullback from Penn State.
He may not be able to continue. He appears to be in pain here. He gets back into the huddle.
Go after him deep.
Nick Bell, 16 carries for 88 yards. And a third down for young Marinovich and the Raiders.
The last time in this situation, they ran the ball.
Marinovich has protection to the middle, and Brown with a sidestep and to the 42-yard line.
He is so dangerous in that slot position. He comes off and he runs that little inside move. Watch him, he's in the slot on J.C. Pearson. Now last week in the same formation, here he is. Now Pearson's playing him right there, number 24. See, he wasn't hurt too bad, but they did go after him.
Just what you said to do, and they made it work.
If the guy stays out in the field and he's limping a little bit, go after him.
Dick, would you sell out a little bit more if you were the defensive play caller now? Would you send more blitzers in?
I don't think I would, because I don't have the full secondary intact.
Short drop by Marinovich. Plenty of time. Can't find an open receiver. And Neil Smith bats the ball away.
He wanted to throw a little hitch and go, and J.C. Pearson backed off so the receiver didn't run it. See, he wanted to throw a little hitch and go there, and then it holds it, and he just gets back to good pressure by Neil Smith. See, Neil Smith has got to pick up the tempo without a Derek Thomas in there. He's your next best pass rusher. They're blocking him with 3 guys, but he just keeps coming.
And Marinovich pays a price. How'd you like to have that load fall on you, folks? There's a great one out of Nebraska.
This guy is just starting to come into his own.
You bet. And he's the ringleader now. Here's Bell, and there was Smith, number 90, coming in from behind to make another stop for the Kansas City defense. Well, the Poland Weed Eater Independence Bowl comes your way tomorrow. The Georgia Bulldogs will battle the Razorbacks of Arkansas. You got one of those pull-ons in your house?
I've got the big giant weed whacker. I am dangerous with that thing in my hand.
What do you call it? Weed whacker?
Yeah, I really get after those weeds. I'm a farmer.
No wonder you don't want to go back and coach. You get in your pull-on and drive around. Yeah, that's the deal. Okay, 3:10 to go now. 3rd and 8 from Marinovich and the Raiders. Great time, throws the swing to Allen. Ball comes free on the hit, and the Chiefs pounce on it. Lonnie Martz strips the ball from Marcus Allen.
That was a big play by Lonnie. We've been talking about him. He had to come up with one. Bill Cowher, the defensive coordinator, congratulates him. You'll see him on your screen here from the other side of the field. He'll appear from the right side of your screen, number 51. He's looking, and he lays it off. Now he'll appear from the right side of your screen. The ball's in the right, and he just reaches in there with his right hand, strips it out.
Did you see Saleh Amua pounce on that loose ball, recover it?
And he knew exactly what he wanted to do. He reached with that right hand, not with intent to make the tackle, but with intent to create the fumble.
Huge play by Martz, stripping the ball free. That is the 4th turnover of this game by the Raiders. Now it's the Chiefs offense. DeBerg and Barry Word to the 41-yard line, looking to bring precious seconds off that clock. Ball control so important to the Chiefs now to try and give that defense a rest on this near side.
You know, ball control is important, and it's become more important when they changed the timing mechanics of the NFL. But even more important than ball control is execution of a higher percentage of big plays. You get more big plays, you beat the ball control.
Here's the pitch, and it's Word close to midfield. Let's get a check on Derek Thomas again, and here's Lynn Swan. Lynn?
Brent, we don't have any more details as to specifically what Derek's problem is, but just this minute, he is in an ambulance. They are taking him out of the stadium and to a hospital. I asked the doctor who's in charge of trauma for this team, and he could not tell me what hospital that they were going to, but Derek Thomas is in an ambulance, and he is leaving the stadium.
All right, Lynn, thank you very much. Here with the seconds ticking away in the 3rd quarter, a 1st down for the Chief offense. Barry Word hammering away again at the middle of that defense, picking up 3 yards that time. Dick, to follow up on your point about big plays, last week they had 4 passes. I'm talking about Marty Schottenheimer and the Chiefs now. 4 passes over 20 yards, and today not a single one over 20 yards. They had 5 rushes longer than 10, and only 2 here this afternoon.
Well, see, either they're not calling the plays that ask the quarterback to go downfield, or when they are called, the defense is taking them away and they've got to lay it off.
So you think maybe the Chiefs should open it up just a little bit
They've got to get the ball downfield.
And here's Barry Word running free. There's their best play of the game as far as a running back is concerned. 19 yards for Word. 1st down at the Raider 27-yard line. And again, that faking ability of DeBerg.
Here it is, a good double team block right here. Kick out by the fullback and bring the backside guard through. Fundamental play run by good college teams, good high school teams. Woody Hayes would love it. Look at that hole up inside. Great double team, good coming off by Jonathan Hayes. Gets a brush block downfield, long gain. We were talking about gains of better than 20. There it is.
And Christian Okoye replaces Word for the first time in the Kansas City backfield. Gets his initial carry of the game to the 25-yard line. Now, your feeling is when you got a hot back, you leave him in the game. You don't like to see fresh runners come into this situation.
I don't, because I've seen fresh runners fumble the ball. You know what shook up this whole series? Is on one of those running plays, just a few plays back, they tossed the ball and went outside wide. That's the first time they've gone outside. That stretches the defense.
And we'll return with the fourth quarter. It's the Los Angeles Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. Right after a word from our ABC station.
Saturday, a cat in a cage, a nun with a gun.
Ever seen anything like that?
And a lady in love.
When I'm around you, I feel things.
Make it an exciting holiday weekend.
Good luck, boys.
With an all-new Young Riders, Saturday at 9, 8 Central.
I'm David Brinkley, wishing all our viewers a wonderful holiday season.
Season's greetings and happy holidays from all of us at ABC News.
Your sixth grader Kansas City Honda dealers announce a massive citywide direct-to-the-public sale. Honda has provided our area with an extra large inventory of brand new Accords, Civics, and Preludes. Hundreds of new 1992 Hondas at absolutely rock-bottom prices. American Honda Finance Corporation will be available at all 6 Honda dealerships for immediate credit approval and on-the-spot financing. This gigantic direct-to-the-public sell-off of new 92 Hondas is at the lowest sale prices you've ever dreamed possible. You can own a new Honda right now.
Dog. Real cute.
Did you say you wanted a boy dog or a girl dog?
Girl.
You said you wanted one with spots, did you?
I want the dog that has white with black spots.
Yeah. Didn't you have a name all set up?
Oh, yeah, Molly.
The Southwestern Bell Yellow Pages, where people get what they want.
Happy holidays and have a great new year.
Kansas City leading Los Angeles by a point, 7-6. And if the Chiefs can score either a touchdown or a field goal here, you will go back to that defensive effort by Lonnie Martz as perhaps turning this game around. It was Martz who stripped the ball away from Marcus Allen when it looked like the Raiders were going to be going in. And that has turned this football game completely around. It's Barry Ward to the 23-yard line, and this will be a third down play coming up for the Chiefs. And Dick, here are the numbers.
Well, you remember at halftime, looking back, we said that the second quarter the Raiders had really balanced out the stats because they were so out of line coming off that first quarter. Taking a look at here, time and possession now almost identical, though the Raiders are -2. When you're -1, you lose 3 out of 4 football games in the National Football League. Total yards in favor of the Raiders. Now from the shotgun. The Chiefs need to get inside 17-yard line. DeBerg and fires for the first down to Fred Jones. That time he got time to allow the pattern to develop. That took some time. He looked at the coverage. He moved around. See, he didn't want to go there automatically. The coverage forced him there. There he is on Lionel Washington, bump and run. He gets a hand on him. Now he can't touch him any longer. He pushes in. Now he comes back for the football. See, you must come back for that football, thrown perfectly. Howie Long back in the middle of that Raider defensive line. He'll get down at left tackle. Raiders looking for a big play. Chiefs will try to finish it off. Great fake again by DeBerg. Drops underneath, and it is the fullback Jones. Bill Jones with his second reception of the day, and that play has caught the Raider defense twice. They brought the wide receiver in motion to clear it, and then they bring the fullback again. He fakes the block, and he's out in the flat as the tight end goes to the corner. Again, they ran this earlier in the ballgame. See, Jones, not a runner. He is a receiver. There he is, catching that ball and heading toward the end zone. Plus, he's a load to bring down. Second down, Word. And he crashes for a 1st and goal for the Chiefs. Marty Schottenheimer. Well, I tell you, over the last few years, has anybody done a better job than Marty Schottenheimer? They have struggled, and didn't Lott say that in the opening piece? He was concerned about the fourth quarter.
Last week, they scored a couple of touchdowns, the Raiders did, but they gave the Chiefs 10 big points, including that 53-yard scoring play, DeBerg to Burton. Now first and goal. Jones in front of Word. You would think that that would be the call. Word battling toward the goal line. Down just short of it. Winston Moss making the play defensively.
He was tackled by Winston Moss.
Fullback Bill Jones, 43. He is the lead blocker on all of these plays. And I talked to him on the practice field the other day, and I asked him about it. He said, my neck is 2 inches shorter from the start of the season to now. 43. Now watch him get the kick out block right there. He kicks it out, prevents the penetration so the running back can turn back up inside.
James Saxon, number 21, checks into the backfield. They have 3 running backs, and it is Saxon at the tailback spot behind Jones, and Word will come behind the 2 of them, reaching for the goal line.
Barry Word on the carry.
See, Saxon is another big back out of San Jose at 235. He's a fine blocker and an excellent special teams player, and I have seen him run real well during the preseason.
Third down is coming up, but I got a question. What do you do if you're Kansas City and you just miss by inches again?
You go ahead and I think run it.
So you've got 2 plays here to put it in. You wouldn't kick the field goal if you come up just inches short.
I think so. I think
now this is third down coming up.
Remember what the Raiders did in the fourth quarter last week? A couple big plays. Hey, they brought the game back.
Well, certainly Marty Schottenheimer and his staff have already made that decision. Third and goal. Word again, and I believe he's short of it. He was stuffed down there. Ronnie Lott stepped up along with Ellison.
7-6. The field goal would put at least them out of the reach of the field.
The boos, the reaction for Nick Lowry.
They're going to go ahead and kick it. Real good back linebacker play. You'll see the linebackers come up over the top. The defensive line. See the linebackers up in the air right there? Excellent play by Ricky Ellison. Excellent play.
Now, the thought here by Schottenheimer is if you add the field goal, you're up by 4. And that means it would take a touchdown to beat you. You could not lose to a field goal. So he's playing a numbers game right now. That's why he's going to have Lowry attempt this field goal. An 18-yarder, and of course that's just a huge number. The fact that he's never missed 3 in a game, and he hasn't missed 3 here today either. He puts 3 up on that scoreboard. It is Kansas City 10, the Raiders 6.
You'd rather walk than drive an American car. You think no American car can match the quality of an import. You figure if it isn't foreign, it isn't for you. You wouldn't give an American car the time of day. Well, in case you haven't noticed, times have changed. Introducing the new Skylark. This is the Buick that's going to change a lot of impressions about Buick.
Your dream is sea breezes off Cape Cod. But it's sweat, not dreams, that's going to get you there. And you need a deodorant you can depend on. Old Spice deodorant actually helps stop odor before it starts by killing odor-causing bacteria on contact. 99%. That's odor prevention you can count on with the clean scent of Old Spice.
Permission to come aboard?
Old Spice deodorant. It does a number on odor-causing bacteria, 99%.
Field goal making this a 10-6 game, and remember the last time on the kickoff Lowry kicked it high but short, and Jamie Holland was able to give the Raiders pretty good field position. One thing working against the Raiders right now is Kansas City's ability to dominate the clock. They took 7.5 minutes off with that field goal drive. We've got 10:26 to go in the game. They have to be thinking touchdown right away. They've got to go after it here and not rely on 2 scoring opportunities left in this game.
They've got one. I just keep doing what I've been doing, and what they've done best.
They may loosen it up just a little bit more right now. They may give Marinovich a little more of an opportunity here. We'll have to see. Lowry this time takes it a little bit deeper to the side. Holland has got it at the 8. Cuts back to the middle. And Holland in a foot race again gives them good field position as he gets beyond the 30-yard line and out at the 32. So Jamie Holland, who played collegiately at Ohio State, he was recruited by Earl Bruce while Earl was still there with the Buckeyes, was a wide receiver for that team, and now it'll be the Raiders coming back with young Marinovich. Boy, you would never know that this is only his second start. Those numbers are not nearly as impressive as a week ago, but his behavior has been. He's turned it over 3 times here today, and he remains unruffled, calmly bringing his team back up to the line. What a future he has ahead of him. 1st and 10 now for Los Angeles. They're going to throw it on 1st down, and he'll drop it off to Fernandez, who's working his way underneath. Hammered at the 41-yard line by Chris Martin, one of the linebackers.
See, again, throwing on 1st down eliminates some of the coverage problems you're going to get on 2nd and long and on 3rd down when you're throwing those down. Makes it much easier for him. Coach Robisky, Terry Robisky, who calls the plays, doing a good job.
Now, one of the things the Raiders have done, they have taken Allen out. He turned the ball over, and Nick Bell, who has been their most impressive runner, will be back there at tailback. Smith is the fullback, and he's a good one in front of him. They need a couple of yards for the 1st down. Here's Bell on a cutback into the middle of that defense and close to midfield. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Irvin Randall, one of those backup linebackers, making the stop. And Nick Bell with 18 carries for 98 yards for Art Shell's Raiders.
You saw Robisky sending in the signals. Most people think signaling systems in this is very complicated. Actually, they really aren't. They're very simple.
Robisky, of course, you've heard the story many times. He's the chess master as far as the Raiders are concerned. And right now, he's matched against the defensive assistants of the Kansas City Chiefs. Marinovich on a quick straight drop. Deflected and caught. That was Horton, the tight end, who caught the deflection. A couple of decades ago, that would have been ruled an incompletion. But with the change of the rules, your own man can deflect it, you can catch the ball.
See, the man in motion crossed the formation right here. Now you see him coming left to right now. He went across the formation, pulled the coverage that way, then came back underneath. Batted ball. You're right, a few years back.
They still don't know if Mel Renfro touched that ball in the Super Bowl. 1st and 10 now for the Raiders. The ball is at the Chiefs' 40-yard line. Marinovich with the team on the move and 8:20 to go. It's not been a good game, but it could be a great ending. Marinovich back short, throws complete. Fernandez again.
Again, a pass on 1st down. See, now it's easier to call that 2nd down run. Then you only run 3 or 4, you're up to 3rd and inches or so, or maybe you make the 1st down. You can see that he's getting a little bit stronger, a little bit better. 1st half, 3 for 11. 2nd half, 7 and 8. Can't do much better. You talk about growing up in a hurry.
What you like here is a young man who is struggling, who comes back in a playoff game and starts bringing your team back down the field in the 4th quarter. The hand to Bell, he had to extend, almost had to chase him down, and Bell does the rest. Takes it for a Raider 1st down.
Again, Ethan Horton did a good job of locking up Lonnie March, number 51, at the top of your screen. You'll see they get locked up here, and he cannot disengage. You don't always have to knock him on your back to do a good job. See, ooh, he's holding, then he let go. See, and then he just stays on him, Lonnie Martin has got to throw him and grounds to the outside.
Let's see now if the Raiders come back with another 1st down pass. Ball is at the Chiefs' 25-yard line. They stack the wide receivers on his right. He'll hand to Smith, the fullback, and the fullback gets about a yard before Saliamua wrestles him down.
Dan Saliamua, as we said earlier, the strongest guy. So if you're going to end up running into a back with a defensive lineman, the back has the disadvantage of running into that guy. It's like running into a stone wall.
Marcus Allen off the Raiders sideline, replaces Bell. Second down and 10.
More apt to be a pass with Marcus in there.
Actually, it's about 2nd and 9. They gained about a yard on that play. Marinovich being blitzed from the blind side. Coming off hard was Chris Martin. With the left-handed quarterback, you're able to bring the linebacker off the left side of the defense. And as soon as he saw Marinovich going back, he knew he wasn't going to look in his direction. And he circled in and took him down.
Chris Martin beats Steve Wright, the offensive right tackle, to the outside. You'll see him right here. Come right up the outside. Don't have time.
Third down. Marinovich with that short drop. Good protection. Throwing high and intercepted. Intercepted by Everett. And Everett down at the 34-yard line. A killing turnover by young Marinovich. A reeling defense back on its heels comes up with another turnover.
Buick introduces the new Supercharged Ultra for 1992. With 20% more power. 205 horsepower to be exact. Ultra truly ranks among the world's finest luxury performance sedans. The new 1992 Supercharged Ultra from Buick. The new symbol for quality in America.
It's it, and that's that.
It's it, and that's that.
It's it, and that's that.
Nothing beats it.
You want the bar across the street. Life's the great beer that's less filling. It's everything you want a beer to be. It's it, and that's that.
Ooh, it took a cold morning like this one for me to discover a really great hot cereal for my family. And who would have expected? It's Grape Nuts. I just pour Grape Nuts, add milk, and microwave for a minute. It's got a warm, smooth, hearty taste that's so delicious we all love it. And Grape Nuts is fat-free. It's the perfect way to help keep us all going on a cold winter's morning. Hot, delicious Grape Nuts. Try it for yourself.
Hot or cold, breakfast with Post Grape Nut cereal helps keep you going strong all morning long.
Undefeated Washington goes after the national crown when they meet Heisman winner Desmond Howard and Big Ten champ Michigan. It's the Rose Bowl, New Year's Day on ABC Sports.
The Raiders turn it over 5 times, 3 of them. Interceptions thrown by Marinovich, who also fumbled, and Marcus Allen fumbled. And when you come into a playoff game and you turn it over 5 times, it's going to be awfully hard going. Try and win the game. 5:49. Now Steve DeBerg and the Chiefs, they can go to work on that clock. And they do, with Barry Word, who's been the workhorse, and he is stuffed. Ricky Ellison cleaning up. And again, let's go back now to Everett's interception.
You can see right here, Everett is back here. The receiver goes and runs right by him into the end zone, and for some reason, Marinovich didn't throw it to him. Now Everett's just playing zone, watching the quarterback. See, now watch, he runs right on by him. See? I don't know what he did that for, but you can see here on your screen that he's going to get decked now. He's going to get over. Oh, I threw an interception. I'm going to make the tackle. No, you're not. Here comes Moss after you. Welcome to the NFL.
2nd and 10 for the Chiefs. Off that fake, DeBerg moves the pocket, deflected, incomplete.
Excellent play by Winston Moss, number 99. Fine linebacking play.
Ronnie Lott coming over to deflect the ball, and he injured a wrist on the play. Lott in obvious pain.
You know, guys like that in their career, they may not be able to run quite as quick as they used to, but they read things so much quicker. They get there just as fast or faster than a guy that runs quicker.
Two very important defensive plays by the Raiders. And the Chiefs now, instead of being in 3rd and short, they've got 3rd and 10, and DeBerg will go back into that shotgun. McNair has not been used as a receiver out of that formation yet today. Davis coming hard, and DeBerg goes down at the 25-yard line. The Chiefs are forced to punt.
See, they were running a screen, and you don't hold on a screen very long. Raiders just did a good job of taking away the screen, and the rush just got to it.
Dick, 4:54 to go. You got a problem now if you're the Raiders. Marinovich is having a lot of difficulty. Would you first of all go after this punt right now and try to block it? Or would you take the ball instead of return with Tim Brown?
I'd let him return to Tim Brown.
Here's Brown. Down at the 39-yard line. 8-yard return off a 43-yard punt. The young man will be coming back with 4:30 to go.
On the 3rd Sunday in August, this place turns from a hard-working ranch town into a hard-riding rodeo town. And folks like us take it on the chin, in our backs, and about everywhere else. That's why most of us here rely on Tylenol. With all the choices Doc Hall has, he gives us the same thing he takes himself.
From small-town doctors to big city hospitals, Tylenol's the pain reliever America counts on.
Hang on, Doc!
It's the one hospitals use most.
A lot of cars are taking aim at the imports these days. Well, one American car is very much on target. Buick. Here's their latest hit, the all-new 1992 Skylark. Completely redesigned with more power and advanced features like standard anti-lock brakes. Skylark for 1992. It's got everything you've been looking for, plus the one thing only Buick can offer you. Buick quality.
To me, there's nothing better than winning a Super Bowl or a NASCAR race. That's why when my race team hits the circuit, there'll be an Interstate battery cranking it up. Interstate's my kind of battery because it's got the power and stamina it takes to be a winner. So insist on an Interstate battery from over 200,000 automotive service, repair, and parts centers everywhere. Call 1-800-CRANK-IT for the one nearest you. You win every time with Interstate.